Hello, good evening, and thanks for joining us on this evening's edition of Majority Caucus. We are live on your Joy News channel on your multi-TV. Tonight, we will be taking a second look at the Komenda Sugar Factory, the inauguration, and then the matters arising thereof. There has been, some brouhaha coming from the camp of the opposition as to whether or not their claims are justified. Tonight we will tell you all about it, and we would also welcome your views and suggestions via our social media platforms and our WhatsApp text message platform. Stay with me, we'll be right back after this break. Hello and welcome back again. Thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining in, this is Majority Caucus Live on your multi-TV on Joy News channels, to be specific. Following the inauguration of the Komenda Sugar Factory, we had some people, predominantly from the MPP minority in Ghana, indicating their displeasure that they are not too sure about the sustainability of the Komenda Sugar Factory. I can understand their worry. This is why. One, the Palugu tomato factory that was set up under the erstwhile MPP regime collapsed just after 1 year of its inception. The starch factory also followed suit 1 year afterwards. It collapsed. I can also understand why they seem to have difficulties in believing that this government would industrialize this economy with success far better than they did. Also because they failed in ensuring that they could do a better job. I also remember that this government has seen the introduction of the Kumasi shoe factory, which is working and has since not collapsed. The MPP failed to do so. And so one can sympathize with them when they express profound difficulty, even in the face of hope that this country is on the path of industrialization. They still have a different belief. You can understand their frustration. But this is the problem. The NDC, or the good people of Ghana, and for that matter, the government of John Dramani Mahama, cannot help the MPP but to continue to do what is right for our economy and to continue to do that which will stimulate growth, that which will promote proper growth and indeed sustainable economy. You do so because you want to enrich people, give them the ability to be employable, equip people with employable skills. That is what this government is doing. It is not for nothing that this government will go to the Indian Exim Bank to borrow $24.5 million to invest in the Komenda Sugar Factory. As to whether or not the sugar factory will shut down after 2 weeks, it's a matter that has been put to rest. Indeed, some media houses had unfortunate occasion to, as it were, give a misleading report that the sugar factory will shut down after 2 days. That is not true. The Trade Ministry has since issued a press statement clarifying the issues thereof. The Komenda Sugar Factory is established to make sure that we begin our sugar processing domestically. There are too many reasons for that one. One is that the Komenda Sugar Factory has acknowledged that before you produce sugar, the sugarcane must be in existence. And for this reason, the government, in its wisdom, has established 125 acres of land purposefully, to grow the sugarcane. Apart from this, there's going to be a hybrid sugarcane that is going to be grown. It is not going to be the normal sugarcane whose lifespan is between 4 to 9 months. There's the new hybrid, which matures for harvesting between 4 to 6 months. And this factory has been established not because there are, let me say, you don't have to establish the factory because you have sugarcane growing. You can actually establish the factory to serve as a catalyst in the production of sugarcane within the catchment areas. In agribusiness terms, it is called the backward integration. And this is what this government has done. You don't need to see the sugarcane growing before you set up the factory. Set up the factory when the people see, when the sugarcane growers or sugarcane farmers see that there's a ready market. Because the idea is that the existence of the factory in Komenda serves as a ready market to buy the sugarcane at the farm gate at very attractive prices so that the farmers would not have to hustle to have their produce sold. And so that is the concept behind setting up the factory, even before you see the sugarcane being grown in the quantity that the factory requires. Another reason is that there is a competitive pricing that is taking place. Earlier, we've been told that it is difficult to have the sugarcane farmers growing sugarcane only to be bought at 60 Ghana cedis per ton. Now, this is the correction. The local distillers, who are known to be the only buyers or purchasers of the sugarcane grown in Ghana, have since then increased their purchase price. If the price is not competitive, I am not sure the local distillers would increase their purchase price at the farm gate. And this has resulted in further increment by the government of Ghana of the 60 Ghana cedis per ton to 90 Ghana cedis after the deliberations and successful negotiations with the Farmers Association. It is also not for nothing that the Komenda Sugar Factory is situated in areas which is known by research to be suitable for the cultivation of sugarcane. And in this regard, the government has indicated that by the close of the first season, we should be looking at 3,000 acres that is dedicated for growing sugarcane with hybrid seedlings. Hybrid seedlings means these sugarcanes are going to grow faster than the normal sugarcane that we know. And mind you, sugarcane is not a light commodity. In other words, it's heavy, it's bulky. So when we say a ton, you don't need so much sugarcane to have a ton. Just a few of it would constitute a ton because it's very heavy. And so when we say a ton, we are going to dedicate 100-ton tracts. 100-ton tracts. This means that for every 100-ton tracts, you need 2 people, at least a driver and the mate. And you need people who would crush the sugarcane. You need people who would load and offload the sugarcane. By this, we are talking about job creation. And when the government says the Komenda Sugar Factory is targeted at generating over 7,000 worth of job opportunities, there is evidence to support that. Quite apart from that, the sugarcane that we produce is of better quality than those that are being imported. Also, it's important for us to remember that the production of sugarcane is going to see to the production also as a consequent or byproduct, if you like, of 3 megawatts of power. 3 megawatts. And remember, I said it the last time, the company, the sugarcane factory, the Komenda Sugar Factory, only needs about 1.5 of this megawatt. The rest will be fed into the national grid. There are many byproducts for alcohol distillers and for so many others. But what we want to discuss today has to do with the import substitution. What is the production of sugarcane from Komenda, the production of sugar from Komenda Sugar Factory going to cost the Ghanaian economy? There is a concept of import substitution, which is that whilst we are producing locally sugarcane, we are going to save the economy in the excess of $300 million. We did this in the local rice production, which again the MPP failed. The MPP could not see to the production of local rice in Aveime. NDC succeeded in doing that under the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. We did that. And so when we talk about the concept of import substitution, which my guest will be giving you further insight into it, it's merely about the backward integration, which involves instead of importing, you end up exporting sugar from your economy, building a strong and resilient economy, investing in people, creating foreign exchange apart from cocoa and the gold that we export. Sugarcane will become a member of the league to be generating foreign exchange for this economy. I would pause here and introduce my guest, who is Honorable Ni Amasana Moale, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Dade Kudupong, who also happens to be the Deputy Chairman of the Select Committee, Parliamentary Select Committee on Local Government. Thank you very much, Honorable, for coming.
Thank you.
Honorable, before your arrival, I was sharing with my viewers about the concept of import substitution that is likely to generate from the Komenda sugar factory. I know you are an agronomist, and so you could share with us your experience when it comes to this concept of import substitution.
Well, I have to thank viewers for making time to come and listen to us and to understand what actually the Komenda sugar factory is for. You see, you're talking of import substitution. You see, there are certain things that you try to produce in your country to make sure that you don't import. Okay. So that the forestry that you use to import will be safe in the country for other essential things that you don't manufacture. So whatever that you have a potential to manufacture or to produce in your country, you have to go for it and make sure that you get it to save your city and to save foreign exchange. Komenda has come, and a whole lot of things. People are seeing a whole lot of things. But the most important thing is that at least the factory is here. Okay. If nothing at all, the fly knows how to wipe the hands.
Indeed.
So Komenda has been producing sugar before it became defunct due to certain managerial crisis, certain
and after the coup d'etat.
After the coup d'etat, a whole lot of things. And even those days, they were telling us that when you see sugar from Komenda, sugar from Asuchare, then you say, we want to use that, the one with the horse. St. Louis.
St. Louis, yes.
So if you don't put St. Louis in your tea,
you are inferior.
You are inferior, and the one that's
an insult for you to be consuming the Komenda sugar.
It's a whole lot of things have gone under the bridge, and now Ghana has come to realization, and we believe we should be able to produce things here and support things here that will make our economy very resilient. There's one thing that I want you to note, or Ghanaians to note. You see, people, when there was no factory, or all our factory became defunct, and we were not producing sugar locally, people were making money. Businessmen were making money. I don't fault them. The opportunity has come, and they were making money by importing sugar. And I can tell you that countries like US, Mauritius are producing sugar. But the sugar that Brazil is producing is highly subsidized. But they are still producing, the other countries are still producing sugar because they know that if they leave the market for Brazil, Brazil will capture the whole world. Okay. All the factories in other countries become defunct, they cannot produce because they are not competitive. Then in the end, Brazil will control the sugar of the world. Okay. Now they can increase prices as they wish. So Ghana, I know some people will be saying, oh, the sugar that you are producing, the cost of production is high. If you compare it with Brazil, you don't need to compare it with Brazil. All we are trying to do is to save our city. Okay. All we are trying to do is to create jobs. And I'm telling you that sugar will not be the main source of money that will run the factory, but the derivatives. Okay. The bagasse that can be used to produce electricity, that can be used to produce paper, that can be used to produce cloth, a whole lot of things that bagasse can do. Okay. The molasses and all the other derivatives that are going on. Look, do you know that after the closure of Komenda for over 20 to 30 years, the derivatives, some of the sugarcane plantations that were left, some people, some Ghanaians were still relying on that left plantation, and they were producing apeteshin and that.
Those are the local distillers.
Yes, the local distillers. They were using it.
Who have now increased their purchase price.
Yes. Now, in future, you know, we produce a lot of gin, Casaprecon, all those Ahondi bitters and JK and Hebafric and all those gin. Do you know they import the spirit from outside the country? Yes, they import them. So talking of import substitution, I believe that with time, when this company become very efficient and very well run, they will be able to produce those, use the sugarcane to produce those spirit that we use to produce those gins and those whiskeys and those apetits and all those things that we see it here. So it's a very good thing the president has thought through, and it's a very good thing for the people of Central Region. It's a very good thing for Ghanaians. Okay. I know the job that it will create and the other jobs, the secondary jobs and the tertiary jobs, will all be very good. People will move from Accra or other places and go there to go and sell even Cartier, granite, peanut. Okay. They will go and sell roasted plantain, they will sell kelewele. All these things are businesses that will come out of this thing that people are trying to make politics out of it. But all what I'm saying is that it's a good thing, then it's a very good initiative. And I know when the factory or the company is in full production, people realize that President Mama has a vision for this country.
This is what I don't understand. There is a deliberate attempt by certain media houses. I still don't, I can't bring myself to bear with them. Quickly, then they report Komenda Sugar Factory to shut down after 2 days of inauguration. Komenda Sugar Factory to be shut down for 6 months. Even though the Central Regional Minister, followed by the Trade Minister, have persistently and consistently issued statements to the contrary. There's still this adrenaline pumping through them, wanting to go on that path. I don't know what could be the driving force.
You know, I'm surprised you are surprised. Because we are in an election year. Okay. And there are some media houses that have an agenda to make sure that we make sure regime change happens. They want to tell Justin to know that, oh, whatever we are doing, if we succeed, that means we are very powerful in Ghana, that we can do things that will result in regime change.
In other words, they will be calling the shots.
Yes, that's what, you know, there are so many media houses. So everybody is trying to do something. The other media houses are also making sure that this government is not changed, and they will always report the truth. Okay. And make sure that they will correct the wrongs.
That's what journalism should be about, the truth.
Yes. They will always try to correct the wrongs. Okay. You see, but let me tell you something. A lot of people are not happy for this Komenda Sugar Factory. How much do we use for importing?
And the excess of $300 million.
Over $200 million. My brother, if you have $1 million, you can decide not to work again for the rest of your life.
Indeed. It's so much money.
Yes. You can just either buy treasury bills, put the fixed deposit somewhere, and so every time half of the profit, half of the interest, just give you half of the interest, and then add the other half to the principal, and then you relax.
You'll be making money.
200 million. My brother, every day people get up, people drink cocoa. The ordinary person take cocoa, other take tea.
You don't know where the sugar is coming from.
You don't know where the sugar is coming from. So, my brother, this is an investment that President John Mahama, in fact, I respect you so much for this very huge investment, and it's going to give farmers job. Look, if you go to Komenda, you see the land lying down fallow.
No cultivation.
No cultivation, nothing. You understand? This time around, the factory or the company is, I don't want to use the word factory, the company is going to have its own farm. Then it's going to have outgrowers. And people are saying what? It's going to shut. It's going to shut down for 1 day or 2 days, and so what? No factory or machine runs 24/7.
Perpetually.
24/7, 365.
No, it's not possible.
You see, like
if your cars go for services.
Yes. If you say, oh, in Brazil they are doing that. No, Brazil, the company has about 3 or 4 plants. Okay. So if this plant is working for 3 months, it will stop. Another plant will work for another 3 months. It will stop. Another plant. So it will be the maintenance will be going on. You understand? So my brothers and sisters, Ghanaians, President Mama has brought this company or he has brought this machinery. We are going to run the company. I want to see the Ghanaian managers and Ghanaian managers and Ghanaian board of directors to make sure that they do things very well, so that this company will run efficiently and effectively to produce the sugar and to give the job that we need.
And somebody sent a text. He wants to have an explanation why the company is about to be closed. But I think that's just...
The company is not, the company is not about...
They need to understand.
Yes, but the thing is that he has got it wrong.
Absolutely.
The company is not about to close down.
Okay.
The company will do a test run. After that, you check whether there is a pinhole here, whether there is leakage here, check whether this bed was able to survive. You check how things are working, whether you have to align this thing to the left or to the right to make sure that things are in place. In fact, if you see a sugar manufacturing plant, you say it's a very complex machine.
Okay.
You understand? So all these things you have to test run, and then you take about a month or two to look at everything, even human beings. You understand? The white man has no malaria, so he goes on vacation, summer vacation.
Okay.
The black man, because we want to work when God gave us malaria, so when malaria attack you, it breaks you down. You relax at home. You know, those days there is no this chloroquine and all those things. You go and take your neem tree about a week or two. You'll be drinking it. Oh, I'm having malaria. I'm having malaria. 2 weeks you rest and relax, and then you go on your feet again and start working. You understand? So what we are saying, or what the people are saying, it's a propaganda. You see, this is an election year. So anything at all that you have to throw into the galley of the ruling government to make sure that it will stick and to turn people's mind. Because if you buy a car, they tell you don't go more than 100 kilometers in the first 1,000 kilometers. After the first 1,000 kilometers, you take it to the importers or the factory. They will service it. Okay. And you don't go the same day and you come out the same day.
No. It takes time.
It takes time to service it and then bring it. After that, every 5,000 kilometers you service it. Then after every 10,000 kilometers you service it. Then when it's getting old, then you come back to the 5,000. Every 5,000 kilometers you service it. So servicing is something that is done in every plant, everywhere we go, there might be servicing.
Okay,
absolutely. In fact, you see, there's something called maintenance culture.
And we are
saying our African, our maintenance culture is poor, our maintenance culture is poor, and all those things. But this is the time that we are making sure that this factory runs well. The maintenance culture must be there. So if we have to temporarily shut down the factory to maintain it, to service the machinery, you can do it. You understand? So I don't see why people are making a whole lot of political noise. I'll tell you that this is just a political noise.
Okay.
I'm telling
There's no factual basis to it.
It's a political noise. And I'm telling you that this factory, when it starts producing at full capacity, you will see that Ghanaians will be happy. And Ghanaians will know that actually the NDC has really, really invested in this industry.
Indeed. Honorable, I'll come back to you, but let me take some text messages from our viewers. This one is from Maxwell, from Jessica, and he said, "Good evening. I'm surprised a lady is still arguing with me today in the office that Komenda has been shut down. I think the NDC communicators need to step up. Somebody said, please, I would like to know the duration of the piloting and the testing in quotes of the Komenda sugar factory as issued by the trade minister. You didn't tell me your name or where you were texting from.